Hi peeps, video number, I don't know, 4 or 5. Today is the 19th, April 19th, so it's Sunday, and for anybody who has a brain and can read the news, I think everybody's seeing what's going on right now. We're seeing reinfection rates now in people, so not only are we finding out that people can be reinfected, but they can be reinfected multiple times. So they can recover from the coronavirus completely, test completely negative, and then a month later test positive again. And so that's when I told you the earth was gonna just do a big bang at once. I'm not joking. She's gonna do a big bang at once. And with the dumbass people that are protesting right now in all the states to open up their government, remember what else I told you in video 2, which is the coronavirus, or the earth, used Trump to her advantage, because she knew that there would be those people out protesting, getting the coronavirus and dying because they're stupid. So that's going to increase it a lot. But if you live in a state that's getting ready to open up, don't go out. And don't go out anyway, because protesters are going to get crazy, and Trump is inciting violence, which is going to get somebody killed. Sooner or later, somebody's going to get killed, because somebody in the name of Trump is going to drive on a sidewalk and kill some people or something, just to prove whatever delusional point they think they're proving. But so don't go outside still, or don't leave your house. If you can, set one person up to slowly, maybe once a week, go to the local grocery store or whatever you're at and slowly start stocking up on things, people. Because, like I said, we're not even in the throes of this as being as bad as it's going to be yet. We're not even close to that. We're a long time away from that. And we are going to get to the point where the society is pretty much shut down. So if you can slowly start just stocking things here and there, just so you have a few extra things, that would be my personal recommendation. Particularly now, as I finally saw that article in the paper I've been waiting for, that the recommendation is actually that all grocery stores and Walmarts shut down, and there is absolutely no in-person shopping anymore, which I also have been saying now for a month is coming, because we can't control the virus. We cannot control the virus. It's just not safe for people to even be around each other right now. So that's coming. Get your supplies, but okay, so this video is about what I want you to pay attention to while this is all going on. Because our world is about to be reshaped in a huge way. I mean, the first video I said everything as we know it in life is going to change, and it's going to change. I'm not joking. Everything's going to change. Nothing's going to be the same. Schooling's probably all going to move to online now for maybe a year or two. I think some places will reopen up and try to do school again, and then kids will die, and then they'll close them again, because that won't be real fun when kids start dying. But I foresee that being a long-term thing now, is online school. And I think if it's not, I think more intelligent people are going to continue to choose online schooling, because I can tell you this now. I only have one child left at home, and he's 15, and he just finished his freshman year in high school. And we've already told him, if this isn't controlled by fall, even if they open the schools, he's not going to go back. I'll homeschool him. I'm not going to let my child be a sacrifice to, Republican greed. So watch around you as things shift and change, and kind of start mentally preparing yourself for the shifts and changes. Because it's going to be easier, instead of being frightened and scared all the time, it's going to be easier to be proactive and at least deal with it. The biggest thing that drives people crazy is not having an answer. It's not no being an answer or yes being an answer. It's not having an answer. Limbo. Being in limbo just drives people nuts. And as you can see, everybody's in limbo right now in the country practically, and everybody's going a little bit nuts. You got to turn that around. Excuse me, I just spit. You got to turn that around. You can't wallow right now, people. The world's going to change. It's going to be completely different. And instead of feeling sorry for your career that you've lost, or your job that you don't have anymore and it's probably not going to come back, or not being able to see, your friends or family more or whatever, you got to start changing your mindset about, okay, I understand the earth is doing this. I understand it has a purpose. I'm hoping not to be one of the people that sacrifice myself to her purpose. But I need to get out of what I can get out of what's coming. And so, the healthcare industry we're going to be in some deep shit here shortly, and we're already in some deep shit. My husband kind of snickered at this a month ago, and I just saw it finally yesterday that I said, honey, we're going to get to the point where we're going to have the National Guard working in nursing homes and hospitals and every place that needs medical people, because the reality is we're going to have a lot of people die in the medical field from the coronavirus, and we're going to have a lot of people quit. And we're seeing people being fired left and right because they refuse to work without personal, protection equipment, which you want to know it. By the way, another thing to pay attention to do, guys, pay attention to the jobs that do this stuff. Pay attention to the hospitals that fired employees because they wouldn't wear PPE. Pay attention to any workplace that tried to make you work or is still making people work unsafely. Because going forward, if those places survive, you don't ever want to work for those places ever. Because remember, if you work there and something like this happens again, they're not going to protect your ass either. So pay attention to what's happening right now and try to adjust your life around what's happening and what's going to be coming. Go back to the medical field. Okay, so here's the atrocity that's going to happen in the medical field. Going to have a lot of people die. We already have like 20% of COVID cases in the United States are medical people. Gee, what a surprise. We're going to have people quit. We're going to have people just slowly, naturally attrition out. Like I retired last year. We're going to have people like me that are just retiring out of nursing. And then you're going to have the second baby boomer generation hit next year. And that's going to suck because we're going to have this huge explosion of population because of the coronavirus of new babies, because everybody's bored and at home, and some people think, let's just have sex, and that makes sense, I guess. So we're going to have this big baby boom at the same time that we're going to lose about 3/4 of the medical field. So we are already in a nursing shortage. For people who don't know that, we are already in a nursing shortage. I get, even though I'm retired, I get hundreds of emails and texts and shit every day trying to get me to come back to work, even before the coronavirus. We're in a terrible nursing shortage with the amount of people we have now. So, it's going to wipe off a pretty large population, but then we're going to have a second baby boomer generation, and it's not going to be big enough to eliminate or to fill in for all the people who died. We're going to have more deaths than births happening, but we're going to have a pretty sizable birth population happen, and we're going to have no nursing and no doctors and no anybody to take care of any of this population. So one of the things you might think about for those of you who are in a career that you're thinking, oh shit, my store isn't going to reopen, or my company's not going to reopen, or whatever. Start looking at, are there any places that will pay you to take nursing classes online? Are there any places that will take you to, phlebotomy classes? If you have any interest in the medical field, this would be the time to figure out how to go for almost free. And this is another prediction. By next year, colleges and the government and states, there will be free programs all over the country sending people to medical school and nursing school and respiratory therapist school and nursing aid school. There will be free programs all over the country, guaranteed, because we're going to have such a shortage. We are literally not going to be able to take care of the population. So if you're interested in something like that, look at doing online or look at doing something that you could go into the medical field, because the other thing that's going to come out of this is medical people are going to be treated very differently after this. Not to say as a nurse, people didn't respect me, and doctors are respected, of course. But this is going to go into a whole new direction where the pay is going to go up substantially. The benefits are going to go up substantially. Everything about being a medical person is going to be great after this is over, because they're going to have to start paying and rewarding people for what they've gone through. And remember, too, you're going to have a lot of medical people just quitting because of the emotional trauma this is going to cause. Second thing, if you ever have any interest in psychology, and if you're making it through this mentally okay, some of us are, some of us aren't. But if, I'm a tougher person mentally, if you're like me, and you're very interested in therapy and psychology, start finding out about those kind of classes, because the other thing that's going to happen is the need for therapy is going to be so huge after this has calmed down, because this isn't going to be over for years, but it's going to be huge. We're going to need shitloads of therapists, psychologists, counselors, whatever, to just talk people through what has happened and the atrocities here. So when I'm talking about look about what's going on today, when I look at what's going on today and the impact what's going on today is going to have in the future. So look at industries that are going to take off after this is over. Start setting your sights on mourning the loss of your job, mourning the loss of your company, mourning the loss of your whatever. Mourn, but move on mentally, like, oh, well, shit, there's going to be a whole lot of really great jobs coming up here soon, actually. I mean, we need medical people now, but of course nobody's stupid enough to want to get out and go do that right now, hopefully. But look at those kind of things. Look at how you can change your career into something that's going to benefit mankind positively after this is over. Plus, it's going to benefit you after this is over, because it'll be a nice paying job. It'll make you feel good about yourself. You know, people will treat you with respect. So that's point one about paying attention to what's going on right now. Sorry, I'm on my swing. Number two, don't hate people who are making money off of this, but they're doing it for the right reasons. You know, hate the asshole senators and congressmen and politicians that are trying to screw you blind because, you know, they're losing their money and they want you to go back to work to make their money for them because they're all poor now. Don't pay any attention to that kind of stuff. Pay attention to the people who are doing good. They're developing these crazy masks that can be, you know, cleaned, which is just scary as hell as a nurse for me to even think about wearing a mask that's dirty. You know, there's going to be people that really thrive in what's happening now in a positive way. They're going to be pressed to make something that helps humanity. And so they're going to probably get rich. Be happy for them for being rich. Those are the people that should get rich, not the assholes who are trying to steal, you know, the supplies and the ventilators and the tests and all that and sell them to the highest bidder. Those people should be shot. I'm talking about the people who are making an honest, good living, and by doing it, they're doing something that's literally helping humanity through this crisis. Don't hate on those people. Applaud those people. They deserve everything they're going to get because they're A, enterprising, and B, they are helping humanity. And you can be rich as God. I don't care how much money you have, as long as you're helping humanity, and that's how you got it. Raw team. Be more aware of people around you when you do go to stores and stuff, because people are getting crazy now. We're getting to the crazy point. People are, as you see, protesting and doing all this dumbass shit that's just really not going to help anything, and it's just going to kill off a bunch of them. But just be leery. People are on edge now. We're finally hitting that where people are thinking desperate things. So kind of be aware of your surroundings and who's around you, because honest to God, I don't trust anybody anymore, and I don't have any paranoia whatsoever. But things are going to get ugly here. And once Trump did that shit yesterday where he encouraged people to take back their states, and his group thinks that means that you take guns and shoot people to take back your states, you know, it's going to get uglier here. It's going to get a lot uglier here. So just be aware that people that you thought were the nicest people in the world might not be the nicest people in the world. And just literally, when you're in a store or something, just truly be aware of who's around you, who looks funny. If you're walking into a grocery store and you see somebody and, ooh, they raise that hair on the back of your neck, don't go in the grocery store. Those people are everywhere now, and they're getting more and more ramped up every day, and they're going to create awful, awful things. And they're going to hurt people for no frickin' reason, except they're just dumber than shit. So things like that, be aware that people are starting to fall apart, and that may not be good for any of us. Pay attention right now to celebrities. pay attention to the celebrities that are doing good and the celebrities that you don't hear a peep from. You know, we've all seen the Ryan Reynolds and those people in the world that are just donating millions of dollars, or, you know, people who are trying to help make things, or they're trying to buy companies to help the companies make things. There's a lot of famous people doing a lot of really good stuff right now. And there's a lot of famous people that you're not literally hearing a peep from. Not a peep. Filthy rich people, you're not hearing a peep. When this is all over, or when this is settled down, like I said, it won't be over for years, but when this is settled down, give your loyalty to the people who earned it. Instead of worshiping I don't know if she's given anything or not, but the Rihannas or the Britney Spears or the whoever's popular this year crap, instead of worshiping those people, if you're going to idolize somebody, idolize the celebrities that actually use their celebrity status for good. Those people that actually are trying to do something to also help humanity, and they know they're lucky and they know they're fortunate in their life, and so they give back. And make sure those are the people you start giving kudos to and celebrating and stuff, and get away from the people that you thought were great people and then they show themselves to not be such great people during this. Because I'm telling you, if you're a celebrity and you have millions of dollars, you damn well better be trying to do something to help. There's no reason. Nobody needs $500 million in the bank. Nobody needs that. I can't spend $500 million in a week. Nobody needs that in the bank. Also, on that same vein, start watching the politicians. And, you know, we all know right now I hate Republicans. That's not a big secret. Not all of them, but most. But watch what the Republicans do, or watch what anybody does. Democrat, Republican, watch the politicians, and watch who are the idiots that are on the front line screaming for the states to be open and the people to get back to work, and watch who the politicians are who are saying no human life is worth the economy. You know, this is crazy, blah, 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 blah. And make sure you vote them SOBs out when they're ready to be voted out, whether it's this year or 2 years from this year. Those people are already exposing themselves like crazy, as we all know. We've all seen how ridiculous is it to see a politician in an ad. What? Oh my God, what state was it just recently? The guy was voting to open the government. A very high-ranking politician in the state was voting to reopen the government while he was completely covered in COVID gear. It's like, but you're voting to open the government. You're literally covered in COVID gear. So by being in a camera, you're telling people you are frightened of the coronavirus. Otherwise, you wouldn't be wearing all that gear while you're voting. But then you're voting to reopen the thing. You know, don't listen to what people say. Watch what people do. That's a classic example of, here's this dude, our God, our economy, it's got to get open, we're all starving and blah, 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 blah. And then he's out in full COVID gear to prove that he's not afraid of the virus. Oh, good God almighty. But that's my point. Watch those people. Even if it's a politician that you've always really liked and respected and think they've been a good egg, if they're not a good egg through this is gonna show who's who. People, not only in celebrities and politicians, but just in humanity. This crisis is going to show who's trying to help and who's trying to hurt and profit. So just pay attention. You might have a politician you've always really liked, but oh man, all of a sudden you see them also doing the let's open the economy thing, or you know, you find out, well, maybe they invested in a stock of PPE, or you know what I mean. Start reading up and paying attention to politicians in your particular state. What are they doing? Are they helping? Are they hurting? I don't care what party they are. If they're hurting, get them out. We don't need that anymore. You know, granted, after this is over, the political system is going to be completely changed. The political system now is not going to survive this the way it is. This is going to shake it up so much. But in the meantime, it is the way it is. And in the meantime, we still got to deal with it the way it is. So that means if we've got to vote them out this fall and 2 years from now, then vote them off this fall and 2 years from now. But like I said, I think in 2 years from now, the political system is just going to be completely different. So it's not going to matter. Other thing, if you live in a state and they're refusing to let you mail in vote, you start harassing your politicians in your state every damn day about that. You know, that's the big ha-ha about Republicans. And if they can keep people from voting mail-in, they're going to win. That's how they're playing this. So there are states, they're going to try to force states not to be able to vote by mail and make them vote in person. And I'm telling you now, there should be no voting in person this November, because we're still going to have this coronavirus just killing people left and right. And if you live in a state that's pulling that bullshit, then you become one of the active members who that screams and yells at them and harasses them every single day. Because you're going to have people doing it. You're going to have states that are going to try to do it. And the only people that can stop them is the people, the people of the state. That's the only people that can stop that. Don't go riot. Don't go out like these assholes and clog up the streets so people can't get to the hospitals and stuff. Just be smart, but just start harassing your politicians. That's bullshit. There should be absolutely no in-person voting this November. None. There should be no in-person voting for anything going forward now for years. So it's up to you guys. You guys got to stand firm and tall and take care of this kind of stuff. Okay, what else going on right now? Still strongly seeing Trump not here by the end of this year. I'm just not seeing him strongly. And I'm not seeing it's by the coronavirus either, which means it's, going to be another bad way. But I just want to throw that out there again. That's a hard thing for me to get over, because I'm still being harassed with that knowledge all the time. Okay, remember, people, for those of us, hopefully me, who survive, it's going to be a nice, much more pleasant world. Much more. I know this is hard. I know social isolating is hard. I know the trauma of not getting to see your loved ones pass away is hard, and we're going to need a lot of therapists for that too, just so you know, because this thing of not being able to be connected to people while they're dying is just going to mentally kill a lot of people, so that's another reason going to need a lot of therapists. But everybody's going to make it through this, okay, that makes it. Also understand too, for those of you who are still suffering about money and you're worried and you're scared and screw you, Andy, these videos don't help. Remember, relatively speaking, even though we're 4 months in, we're still in the very beginning of this. We're still on the tip of the iceberg. Think of you're at the ocean and a big wave is coming, but you can see it from far away. The wave hasn't touched the ground yet, hasn't come and touched the beach yet or the shore, but you see this huge wave coming. That's what's happening right now. The huge wave is coming. It's not here yet. Hasn't even started hitting yet. So take this crap seriously and know that social isolation is hard, but it's better than dying. And instead of being depressed and upset, use this time for your good. Start exploring other options. Start exploring, are there going to be any programs? I'm telling you, there's going to be programs any time now. Any day now, I'm expecting to hear, you can go to nursing school for free. We'll send you to a 2 or 3 year nursing program for free if you, guarantee that you'll work for 5 years as a nurse or whatever. That's coming, and that's coming any day, because we have nobody. We have no medical staff anymore. It's just being decimated. But see, those are the things to look at. What field could I go into when this is over that I could make good money?